Bryan, Mendenhall. Today we'll be going over HMS Plus, all the HMS products. Guys, what I got to tell you first off is, America has been a pleasure to work with. They're amazing. Everything that they're doing for our company. The 8% is amazing. But on top of the 8% and them paying people thousands upon thousands of dollars just going out and doing their job, what they're supposed to do, they also have the best product on the market. So, how amazing is it that, you're getting compensated for actually providing your clients with the best value and the best product on the market? See, you don't have to feel bad about offering HMS to clients because you know it's literally the best product in the market. Okay? So I want to kind of dive into the HMS products. And what I'll tell you guys is, they pretty much have it on lock with everything. You can help anyone in any situation as far as a single person, a married person, someone wants to pay their house off early. Every situation is covered. Let's first dip into a single person. So, for example, I've sat with single people in the past, a long time ago, before I really knew about living benefits and how amazing they were. And that was one of the hardest people to sell. You're sitting back and you're trying to convince this person why they want to get basically a life insurance policy to cover somebody that they may have or may not have. For example, I just had somebody the other week. It was a single guy. He was 40 years old, no family, no kids, no wife, just him. Really, it seemed like he had no real close people in his life. How do you sell that guy a life insurance policy if he has nobody to leave money to? If he died, he didn't even care who the house went to. How do you help him? Well, you talk to him. When you're going through the client worksheet, you find out, how much income he's making, right? And then we go into start asking him, hey, you know what, John? I want to ask you, do you understand what your biggest asset is? 100% of the time, they're going to say, yes, it's my house. Cool, John. Okay. You're wrong. It's okay. Most people say the same exact thing. But John, your biggest asset is your ability to earn money. You are a walking ATM. Something happens to you tomorrow where physically you're unable to go and make money and provide for yourself. What do? What's your plan? It doesn't seem like you have anybody taking care of the bills or helping you out around here. You're it. Is that correct? Yeah, you're right. Had you thought of that? No. Makes sense. Well, I'm lucky that you're lucky you filled this out because where you were just telling me you thought you didn't need it, did you realize if you go out on disability, you're going to get about 60%, a max amount of 60% of what you currently make? Now, most people that I know, I don't know if you're different, but most people that I know, John, at 60% of their income, they're underwater because most people live up to exactly what they make. At 60% of your income, are you doing well still? Are things real tight? No, I can't. I don't think I could make it work on 60%. Well, that's crazy. Because what's crazy about that, John, is most companies, they don't even give you up to 60%. Some of them only give 40%. So now take 40% of your income. I want to kind of go over these living benefits that are going to offer you a ton of peace of mind on this HMS 125 product. If you turn to the front, and guys, side note, you have to go in the house with these brochures. Without the brochures, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to your clients because some of the stuff you're about to tell them, it seems like it's not true. It's almost too good to be true. But I have a brochure that actually has a company's name stamped on the front. And it breaks down all the living benefits. It breaks down everything that it provides. So if you haven't gotten this, please today call the company and order them. Make sure they have none left, okay? But the first thing I'll do, guys, is I'll flip to the front. I'll say, this is the HMS product. See the house on the front? Without you having a house, I wouldn't be here and you wouldn't have this product. But I'll turn to where it says living benefits that offer peace of mind. And I'll say, John, do you realize oh yeah, I know you told me you had life insurance. You got $100,000 worth of life insurance. But do you realize if you had a stroke, a heart attack, cancer, liver failure, kidney disease, any of these things that I mentioned, Any of those things I just mentioned, do you realize if you had any of those things and you called your insurance company and told them, hey, I need your help, I'm going through a rough time, I have this, they're going to tell you, why are you calling me? Because you're not dead yet. You're going to look at the phone like you're stupid, like, oh, yeah, you're right. And you're going to be up a creek without a paddle. With this program, John, any type of critical illness, these people are willing to give up to a lump sum of 100% of the whole entire face amount of your policy. So, for example, a $250,000 mortgage, we would max it out and get a $250,000 mortgage protection plan. You had a stroke, half of your body was limp. Your left side went limp. The left side of your face went limp. You didn't have access to your right arm and your left leg. How do you go to work? You can't, can you? Well, because you can't and you're in that situation that qualifies as a critical illness, these guys are going to give you up to 100% of that face amount. Do you think it'd make it a little easier to either pay your entire mortgage off or put that money in the bank, live off of it, take care of your mortgage payments, and you decide what you want to do because you're the beneficiary? John, same thing with a chronic illness. Chronic illness could be anything under the sun. It could be a horrible car accident. You can't do 2 out of 6 daily living activities: bathing, dressing, eating, going to the toilet. There's like 2 more. If you can't do 2 of those out of the 6 for 90 consecutive days, they're going to do the same thing and be willing to match you up to 100% of the face amount of that policy while you're living. And the same thing goes for terminal illness. You're going to die in 12 months. They'll just give you the money, say, hey, do whatever you got to do. Maybe you go on a world tour. You just travel the whole world because it's your last hurrah and you're about to die and you got nobody to leave this house to. So just go out with a bang. That's an option that you get to have. Hey, John, here's the coolest thing about what they do. And this is amazing. Everybody's loving this. Because I got to be honest, there's a couple other companies out there that'll give 50% of the face amount if you get hurt or something like that. You get sick. They may give 50 or 60 or 70. The problem is they make you choose. They make you choose between what I just went over with you and what I'm about to tell you now. The last thing, and this is the icing on the cake, John. You ready for this? You get to receive all your money back at the end of this program. If nothing happened to you over the course of the next 30 years, every single dollar that you invested in this program, you get all of it back. Let me read this to you, John. So, for example, this is a guy named Joe. And this, guys, I'm reading right out of the brochure. It says, receive your money back if you never use the coverage, okay? Cashback option. Joe is a 30-year-old male, non-smoker. He purchased a $150,000 HMS Plus 125 program, right? With a 30-year no-lapse guarantee, meaning it won't cancel on you for 30 years you have it. His monthly premium, $68.75. After 30 years, the total amount that he put into this program was $24,750. He gets 100% of that money back at the end of this program. If he didn't get sick, if he didn't have a critical or terminal illness, all his money comes back to him. So, John, let me explain what I just went over with you real quick. And I do this, guys. I'll write it out in front of them just because it builds value. I'll write down, you got a program that's covering you if you get sick up to 100% of the face amount, which is $250,000. I'll write that out. If you get hurt, up to $250,000 with a chronic illness. If you have a terminal illness, they're going to cover you for up to $250,000 while you're living. And guys, then I'll write down nothing happened. I'll write down nothing happens to you. And then I'll write back all your money back tax free with a smiley face. And just say, what this basically turned this into was a forced savings account where it's forcing you to save whatever it would be, $180, $240, $399, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's forcing you to save that every month, but it's giving you an emergency fund of $250,000. How would you ever have that $250,000 emergency fund? You wouldn't. But guys, with breaking those things down, it essentially turns this program from a monthly payment to an investment. So how much can you afford to invest in protecting yourself? Everyone wants to protect themselves. Everyone's greedy. Life insurance is selfless. You're dead. This is for someone that wants to protect themselves while they're living. That's a single person, guys. That's powerful. Now let's break down, for example, a married couple. Well, if we're looking at a married couple, I mean, let's say both people are making money. Both of them are making $5,000 a month. That's $120,000, between the two of them, right? After taxes, right? But guys, if 5,000 was to come right off the table from that $10,000 a month, we need to make it clear. Hey guys, what would happen in this situation? John, if you were to get hurt, not even die, you die, we got a little bit of insurance. Let's say you got hurt to the point where somebody has to take care of you. You can't take care of yourself. You had a stroke. You had a heart attack, or you were dealing with a rough stage of cancer like, my aunt and uncle, the story I just mentioned to you. If you were going through something like that and Mary couldn't work, not only did we lose your income because you can't go to work, right? Now we got Mary taking care of you. How does that work? In this situation, guys, it works both ways. If we have two incomes, we use it with both of them. You shouldn't be in a house writing one policy on a husband or on a wife. Even if one or the other one, even if only one of them's working, you turn it around now the other way. The person that's working, okay, if there's something happened to you, we already know he wants a policy. But he thinks if something happened to his wife, he's okay. No, you're going to be a man and you're going to take care of your wife and you're going to step up to the plate, but now you're not working. So both of them need the policy, guys. Both of them. Let's spin and look at another way that you can use the HMS products, guys. Frank Euphemia does an amazing job at it. But another way you can use it is you ask people, how much are you currently saving every month? And I always ask this, well, I'm saving $500, we save $1,000. Whatever it would be, guys, show them the HMS, the 20-year return of premium. Go to bankrate.com, run the amortization schedule, show them how much they're going to have left in 20 years. Bam, okay, it's 102,000 left. Well, we can show them each having an HMS product. We can fine tune it to where they're going to have $102,000 coming back at the end of 20 years. Allow them to pay their house off 10 years early. Show them on this. We can write it out on paper. Hey, how much are you guys paying for your mortgage every month? $2,000. That's taxes, everything included. So you take that, $24,000 a year times 10 years, $240,000, right? Well, take the taxes out. If they're paying $5,000 a year in taxes, so $50,000 you lose off the top, but they're saving $190,000 by paying their house off 10 years early. You can show them that with the 20-year return of premium. At the same time, them having the living benefits the whole time. At the same time, them getting all their money back. The other companies, you literally have to choose the difference. Another thing, you really have the market cornered. Guys, most of these companies are not trying to cover people to 90 years old. Most of them don't want to go over 80 years old. With HMS, you could take a 60-year-old person and say, hey, I know you just got a 30-year mortgage. It's really a shame what the banks do to people. They don't think you're going to make it to 90. They know you're not. So they're hoping that you don't have coverage, and then when you die, you can't afford to keep it. You lose the house to the bank. Well, guess what? I got a company that's actually going to cover you to 90 years old. Bam. Two ways you could go about it. You could go about it the regular HMS way, or if you wanted to, you could go with the payment protector, which is going to offer them a decreasing term program, which does the most important thing, which is cover the mortgage for that 30 years, protecting that family the whole entire time, but making sure that they had coverage, which was really most important. And they're covered the whole entire mortgage. All right. Another thing, and I'm going to end on this, guys. I had somebody fight me about a week and a half ago. It was a lady. She had no clue. Client telling me, I hate term insurance. Term insurance is the devil. And, but I need mortgage protection. But what she was asking me before was to cover the entire mortgage which she was asking basically for a term program, but didn't want a term program. Guys, the perfect situation, the perfect solution to her, I guess her problem or her confusion was the HMS Plus continuance program, guys. I was able to put her in a program where, we were able to cover the entire mortgage. So let's just say the mortgage was $250,000. We can cover that entire mortgage for the whole term that she had, protecting what she needed to protect, but at the end, making sure that she didn't feel slighted. Because most people don't like term insurance because there's nothing to show for it at the end. But if people are too old for example, return of premium, you could always put them in a continuance program and explain to them, hey, after this mortgage is taken care of, the only thing that you're going to have left to really worry about, you shouldn't have any debt. You won't have a mortgage. Your cars are all going to be paid off. The only thing you should be worried about at that point is final expenses. How about we take care of two birds with one stone? I got this program called HMS Plus Continuance. It's going to cover $250,000 the whole time that you have this mortgage, but afterwards, they're going to turn it into a whole life program, 10% of what your face amount was, keep your monthly payments the same, and then allow you to build cash value, which is a no-brainer. This makes sense. So you're going to go from where now you don't have a mortgage, but now you got $25,000 of whole life benefits to protect your children. Does this make sense? Yes, it does. Guys, HMS is where it's at. Call the companies, order the HMS Plus continuance brochures, all the HMS Plus 125, 150 brochures, and I'm also looking at the Spanish brochure as well. Call up and order them. It's the best program on the market, bar none. Plus, they're giving you another 8% to help clients with the best program on the market. I hope this helped, guys. Take care. Talk to you soon. If you have any questions, reach out. Thanks, guys.